Today we are going to explain an action, crime thriller movie called Ninja 2: Shadow of a Tear. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The film begins with the introduction of Casey Bauman, a martial artist, and his wife Namiko as they engage in a friendly sparring session at a dojo, imparting valuable lessons to their eager students. Following their martial display, the couple embarks on a visit to a jewelry store so that they can buy a necklace for Namiko. However, Casey is unaware that two thieves are following him. Casey eliminates the burglars with astonishing ease before they can carry out their evil scheme. Casey returns triumphantly home and gives the necklace to Namiko, who is expecting their first child. Her genuine happiness at her husband's presence is evident. Namiko has a great yearning for chocolate later that night, and she begs Casey to get her some. Casey, ever the understanding spouse, walks to the grocery without hesitation. However, at the checkout, he has a startling realization that his wallet is gone. Casey returns home with a sense of urgency. Simultaneously, an intruder infiltrates their residence, plotting Namiko's demise. Upon his return, Casey is met with a harrowing sight. His beloved wife has been brutally murdered, a chilling barbed wire mark etched upon her neck. Amidst the grieving process, Casey receives a visit from Nakabara, his closest friend and a fellow disciple of Takeda-sensei. Nakabara offers heartfelt condolences for Namiko's tragic death and extends an invitation to Casey. He suggests that Casey seeks solace in Thailand, where Nakabara runs a dojo, a place where the healing power of martial arts may help alleviate the anguish of losing his beloved wife. However, despite Nakabara's well-intentioned offer of solace through martial arts, Casey was resolute in his determination to seek vengeance for Namiko's murder. He couldn't shake the haunting suspicion that the two robbers who had confronted him after leaving the jewelry store were somehow involved in her tragic demise. Consumed by a thirst for justice, Casey embarked on a mission to uncover the truth. His quest led him to a local dojo, where he hoped to find any shred of evidence that might point him in the right direction. Upon arrival, he found himself entangled in a fierce altercation with several practitioners. It was only through sheer determination and martial prowess that he extracted information regarding the whereabouts of the two robbers. Without hesitation, he stalked and confronted them in a dimly lit alley, swiftly dispatching them. Yet this act yielded no insights into the mystery surrounding Namiko's murder. Frustration and grief still gripped Casey's heart, and he eventually heeded Nakabara's advice. He made his way to Thailand, where Nakabara welcomed him with open arms, introducing Casey to his devoted students. Finding temporary refuge in Nakabara's dojo, Casey continued his relentless pursuit of his wife's killer. Amidst rigorous training and intensive investigation, one day, while sparring with Lucas, a dedicated disciple of Nakabara, Casey's pent-up emotions got the better of him. He unleashed a brutal attack with a bakken, prompting Nakabara to intervene and reminding Casey of the importance of controlling his emotions. Nakabara then prescribed firewalking as a means of channeling and mastering his inner turmoil, a practice Casey undertook with mixed success. However, the specter of Namiko's memory remained vivid in Casey's mind, making it difficult for him to find solace even in such demanding exercises. In a bid to quell his restlessness, he sought refuge in a local bar one evening, only to find himself ensnared in a brawl with unruly patrons, the scars of his past still haunting him. The following day, nursing a hangover from the previous night's turmoil, Casey, ever determined, ventured into the dojo's garden, intent on picking fruit. However, Lucas, displaying a profound understanding of Casey's inner turmoil, stepped in, taking on the task himself, and gently advised Casey to take a well-deserved rest. After Lucas's tragic death, resting fitfully in his bed, Casey's trained instincts seemed to send him unsettling warnings of impending danger. His unease was soon validated when he received word that Lucas had been found dead in the garden, a victim of the same barbed wire weapon that had claimed Namiko's life. Disturbed by this grim revelation, Casey shared his concerns with Nakabara, who recognized the distinctive signature of the barbed wire weapon as the work of a formidable adversary named Goro. Nakabara then unveiled a long-held secret. Casey's father, Takeda-sensei, and a man named Isamu were once the three most accomplished disciples of the Koga dojo. When their sensei passed away, Isamu challenged Takeda for control of the dojo, a battle that Takeda won, earning him the title of Grandmaster. Isamu's younger brother, Goro, had witnessed the duel and harbored an unrelenting vendetta against Takeda, vowing to avenge his brother's death even if it took generations to achieve. Presently, Goro had ascended to the ominous role of the leader of one of Myanmar's most formidable drug cartels. Nakabara, sensing the impending danger, implored Casey to return to the safety of the United States, where Goro's reach might be less pronounced. However, Casey, his heart aflame with determination and revenge, had a different plan. He beseeched Nakabara for assistance in tracking down Goro, a man so entrenched in the shadowy underbelly of Myanmar that even the local authorities dared not cross him. In a gesture of trust and solidarity, Nakabara handed Casey an aged map of Burma, a relic from his father's World War II days. The map bore a cryptic mark, revealing the hidden cache of ninja weapons. Expressing his gratitude, Casey wasted no time and embarked on a journey to Myanmar, the treacherous terrain where Goro held sway. Upon arriving in Myanmar, Casey's path took a fortuitous turn when he encountered a genial taxi driver named Mike, who whisked him to a modest inn. Inside his room, Casey meticulously prepared an arsenal of ninja weapons and concocted deadly poisons in anticipation of the perilous mission ahead. Under the cloak of nightfall, with Mike's invaluable guidance, Casey ventured to a local watering hole known to be frequented by drug dealers. Sitting alone, nursing his drink, Casey attracted the attention of a stranger who offered him something intriguing. Driven by his thirst for information about Goro, Casey followed the man into the shadows, where he boldly invoked Goro's name. The stranger's demeanor grew suspicious, prompting him to summon his comrades in a bid to overwhelm Casey. However, Casey's martial prowess proved formidable, and he swiftly dispatched his assailants, extracting valuable intel about Goro's whereabouts. Returning to his hotel room, Casey's respite was short-lived as a contingent of corrupt police officers in league with Goro staged a raid. Their aim was to apprehend Casey on charges of espionage due to his American identity. In the face of overwhelming numbers and firepower, Casey's escape attempts were futile, and he soon found himself paralyzed and incarcerated in a grim prison cell. Within the harsh confines of the prison, Casey endured a litany of tortures at the hands of the merciless police officers. In a desperate bid for respite, he feigned unconsciousness. As Casey stood on the precipice of his imprisonment, he seized a sudden opportunity for escape. Just as the police officers were about to confine him within a cell, he sprang to life, overpowering his captors and purloining their uniforms. Now disguised as one of the law enforcement officers, Casey embarked on a daring quest to slip out of the prison's clutches. Before making his escape, Casey managed to extract vital information regarding Goro's whereabouts from one of the apprehended police officers. Armed with this crucial lead, Casey successfully broke free from the prison's oppressive confines. Once on the outside, Casey enlisted the aid of his steadfast ally, Mike, to navigate the treacherous terrain leading to Goro's forest hideout. However, the moment Casey set foot in the forest, his presence did not go unnoticed. Goro's vigilant patrols were quick to detect his intrusion, leading to a fierce clash. Through sheer martial prowess, Casey dispatched Goro's men, seizing their weapons to bolster his arsenal. Pressing deeper into the forest, Casey at last stumbled upon the graves of the Japanese soldiers alluded to by Nakabara. Underneath a wooden tombstone adorned with the Nakabara clan symbol, he unearthed a concealed trove of ninja weaponry. With his arsenal now replenished, Casey pressed on, infiltrating Goro's heavily guarded headquarters. Employing stealth and precision, he systematically eliminated Goro's henchmen one by one. In a daring climax, Casey triggered a devastating explosion that obliterated the base, signaling his inexorable approach to the heart of the enemy's lair. Within the smoldering ruins, Casey confronted Mayat, Goro's formidable bodyguard and right-hand man. An intense and brutal battle ensued, during which Casey found himself pushed to the limits of his abilities. Nevertheless, through sheer determination and skill, he eventually gained the upper hand, dispatching Mayat with a lethal combination of a heart-piercing thrust and a neck-breaking maneuver, securing his path toward Goro's final confrontation. With his path now leading to the ultimate confrontation, Casey confronted Goro at his fortified base. The two warriors clashed in a relentless battle, their skills and determination pitted against each other. Despite slashing Goro's stomach in a powerful strike, the old man displays astonishing resilience, refusing to succumb to his injuries. In a pivotal moment, Goro attempted to ensnare Casey by wrapping barbed wire around his neck, but Casey summoned every ounce of his strength and determination to break free, successfully thwarting the deadly assault. Seizing the advantage, he hurled Goro to the ground and, with a swift and decisive motion, severed the old man's head from his body. In that poignant instant, Casey had achieved the long-sought vengeance he had sought, and the weight of his past grievances finally lifted. With the dust settled, he embarks on his journey back to Nakabara's dojo, where his return is met with genuine happiness from his friend. As Casey and Nakabara engaged in conversation, an unexpected visitor arrived, an unassuming package delivery man. It was then that Casey's keen eye caught a chilling detail. The emblem on the delivery man's knife bore an uncanny resemblance to the emblem of the robbers who had accosted him in Japan. In a stunning revelation, the truth came to light. Nakabara, the man Casey had trusted as a dear friend, was the one who had orchestrated the deaths of Namiko and Lucas. Nakabara's true identity emerged as a ruthless drug dealer. Driven by ambition to dominate the drug trade in Southeast Asia, he had manipulated Casey into unwittingly eliminating the Goro cartel to further his sinister agenda. With a heart heavy with betrayal and righteous anger, Casey had no intention of aligning himself with the killers of Namiko and Lucas. The choice presented by Nakabara was clear, and Casey stood resolute in his decision to confront the traitorous friend who had deceived him. The tumultuous showdown between Casey and Nakabara reached its zenith as they clashed in a fierce battle within the confines of Nakabara's hideout. The thin wall yielded to the force of Casey's kick, revealing a hidden chamber adorned with a trove of ancient artifacts. Despite the relics bearing witness to their brutal duel, the combatants remained resolute, this time armed with deadly firearms. Casey managed to deliver a slashing blow across Nakabara's midsection, while Nakabara retaliated by impaling Casey's left shoulder with his wakizashi. In a desperate final lunge, Nakabara attempted to seize the upper hand. However, Casey's determination proved unwavering. He seized a length of barbed wire, swiftly coiling it around Nakabara's throat, and with a determined twist, he silenced Nakabara's treacherous ambitions, extinguishing his life. In the aftermath of Nakabara's demise, Casey sought to unveil the truth to Hiroshi, one of the students at the dojo who had been unwittingly ensnared in Nakabara's web of deception. As Hiroshi opened a package addressed to Nakabara, its contents sent shockwaves through the room, drugs concealed within. Hiroshi, bearing the responsibility of safeguarding the dojo's reputation, made a solemn and difficult decision. He resolved to bury the incident, acknowledging that the revelation of Nakabara's nefarious actions would inflict lasting harm on the dojo's standing. Hiroshi extended his heartfelt gratitude to Casey for exposing the sinister truth. Having exacted his long-sought revenge and upheld the honor of his beloved dojo, Casey eventually returned to Japan. In a poignant act of closure, he released Namiko's locket into the serene waters of a pool, symbolizing his acceptance of the past and his journey toward healing and peace. Here, this movie ends. Subscribe to see more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.